What's up, guys? So, we're waiting for the mortar to dry. Don't worry, I did those lines straight, but the tile didn't exactly end straight. I'll explain it to you here in a minute. This video is basically going to be all of the mistakes that we made so far, what we're doing about them, and what I could have done better next time. That way, if you guys are watching this as reference, you can learn from my mistakes. And like I've said before, we don't make mistakes around here.
We don't make mistakes.
We make happy accidents.
We have happy accidents.
So what I'm going to do is embrace these accidents and go ahead and try to make it something really awesome. If you have any tips for me, leave them in the comments down below, and we'll get into it. Okay, so first off, what I did wrong was I did not account for mathematics changing in the size of the door for the original bedroom idea. What that means is there's about 1.5 inches of space there that I kept either over adjusting for or under adjusting for, and it made the door way too small, and it had the exact same crack as what we did with the original door. So what I did was I went ahead and installed this window instead, and I personally think that it looks great. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. And I am really excited to wake up in the morning, open these blinds, and really take in that sun. Maybe even open them at night, take a look at the stars. The second door, the one that's leading in from what will be the future mudroom, I had to take a hammer and bust out that handle because it would not open. And it looks like it fucked up the frame because I came out here to the wind today and the door is blowing open. So I am going to try and build a new one for us. We'll go ahead and get that on film for you guys. Luckily, the gas line was not one of these mistakes because I researched that thoroughly to make sure I get it unhooked before everything. But the tile was the biggest mistake of all and started from the wall as a reference. Now, case in point, with every single household, doesn't matter how good the construction is, that wall is never going to be perfectly straight. So never start from a corner or from a wall. Always start from something that's going to be the centerpiece of the room, such as like the bed frame. I should have started right in front of the bed and worked my way outwards. This would have allowed me to line up the tile with the tile itself rather than lining up the tile with the wall, and it would have given me much more even lines. This other mistake that I made, it looks like I did not check every corner perfectly. When you buy these trailers used, make sure you do, because people will be idiots like this last person that owned it and put screws in the fucking floor. So I ran into a screw with this tile piece that you see here as I'm cutting it apart. I'm really hoping that those lines on the mortar stayed with that piece, because if they didn't and they got smudged at all, air can get trapped in between those lines and it can break your tile. So, quick tip for the future for you guys: when you're making those lines, always make them straight. These little hexagons in my tile are so small that the air is going to have no problem releasing whatsoever. So we'll get that grout put in there. We'll see how it looks. What do you guys think of all these? Only a few mistakes and a handful of them for as much work as I've done. It's only been 3, maybe 4 weeks now, and I have completely got this trailer to the point where it is almost done. Now, normally I would have done the painting before the tile, that way we make sure not to get any on it whatsoever, but I do have some large plastic sheets that we can use. They were donated by one of my partners, Michelle. Let's give her a round of applause. Yay! We did, however, purchase that window for $20. I'll go ahead and leave a grand total down here at the bottom for you guys when I get a moment. And I think that's everything for you guys today. It's going to be a slow couple of days with no videos coming up, but maybe we'll do some Shaosugi bond for the bed frame and get those baseboards ready just to frame out that pallet. I did do an end table on this second bed with the Shaosugi bond as part of the wood framing itself, and it will look extremely pretty. I'll go ahead and leave a link for that video in the description down below once that's made, so you guys can check that out. If you don't want to wait for that, go ahead and hit that notification bell and subscribe, and you will get up-to-date notifications immediately whenever I release a video. Some of them had really heavy knots, and I personally really like to save the lumber with knots for this because they are not the best for building with floorboards, but they are extremely beautiful when you do the Shoutsugi, and you will see that here in this coming video. They really have a tendency to contrast that weathered gray look that I'm going with and bring out a lot of the purples and reds in the wood grain. So guys, hope you enjoyed this build so far. This is our 30th video. Whoa! Raise the roof. Let me know down below what you want to see more of. And until the next video, guys, have a great day.